Okay, first, you're in your own kitchen. Obviously, it works for where we are. But here's what we're gonna do. You're hungry, you want something quick and easy to fix. I suggest a grinder. What's a grinder, you ask? Simple. It's been called a sub, a po' boy, a zeppelin, a blimpie. Pretty much it's just an oblong sandwich with a glorified amount of names. Thanks to Wikipedia, I now know them all. Didn't know that you could have 21 different names for one sandwich. But obviously, it works for them. I started to make these sandwiches when I was about 5 when Uncle Dan introduced them to me. I vividly remember one time we were at this creek in East Tennessee, and we were doing all of this stuff. The kids were just kind of running around playing in the creek, you know, trying to catch small little minnows. But Uncle Dan, the whole time, had been working on these sandwiches, and he had been making them while we were out playing. And all I remember is the first bite that I took, and I was like, this is probably one of the best sandwiches I've ever had. Can't help it, my Uncle Dan is a great cook. He knows a little more about this than me. So making a filling, humongous sub sandwich is simple, easy, and you can make it for anyone's taste. That's the key point here. I hate to say it, but a sandwich is a sandwich. You want to make it how you like it. After tantalizing you with those stories, I will now demonstrate how to fix a grinder and also tell you how you can switch it up if you don't like meat, if you do like meat, if you're just trying to go a little healthier. Yeah, we all know that, especially with my mother. Okay, basically what you need for a grinder is your average hoagie roll, tomatoes, lettuce, hard salami, provolone cheese. Doesn't have to be reduced, it's just as I said, it's my mom. And then crushed red pepper and olive oil. Very simple, very basic, and things you can find in your own cabinet. First, you gotta check and make sure that the hoagie bowl roll is actually cut. Some companies do not like to cut them, and you do it yourself. It can be really frustrating after trying to find a hole and it's not there. Yeah, I know. I've actually done that for like 5 minutes before my mom corrected me on that. It's not fun. Of course, we all got a good laugh out of it later. From my perspective, it was not too funny. Alright, now that we have the salami, you can cut it up to make it easier to put on a sandwich and stuff like that. But generally, 2 slices will do you. Set you up really nice. I may not be able to cover that this book. Let's see. Yeah, I know. Okay, I'm going to have to ask you to do this because my hands are so greasy from the hard salami. Yeah. I should have thought of that beforehand. But simply what you're going to do is, it's really simple, really easy. Just take 1 slice of provolone cheese, and what you're going to do is you're going to want to kind of rip it in 2 as evenly as you can. Unfortunately, I'm horrible at this, but, you know, even doesn't have to work. Just place it on top of the salami, make it look good, if you can. Unfortunately, I can't. Next, you take the crushed red pepper, sprinkle on as much or as little as you want. Unfortunately, I like it spicy, so I like a lot. My mom, on the other hand, is as small as you can get. But, you know, it works. Next comes the vegetable part, lettuce, tomato. We use iceberg lettuce. You can use Romano, any kind of type that you like. My dad prefers iceberg, but my mom likes Romano. Something about it being healthy for you. Still amount to lunch on that. Quite later. We've got 2 tomatoes. Normally you can use 1, slice it in half. Makes life easier, but taking the sliced tomato, you don't want a whole tomato. Make the sandwich really good. But the next thing you're going to do, my mom likes spinach, so you put a little bit of that on there. Here comes the fun part, olive oil. Now you do this on top of the roll, and you just gently dribble a little bit on there because you don't want soggy bread. It kind of ruins the sandwich. Well, that pretty much wraps it up for how to make your average normal grinder, how I've been raised to do it. And you get one complete whole sandwich that looks like it shouldn't be so easy or not have so less of ingredients. But there are many variations on it. Now that I've shown you how to do it, there are actually vegetarian styles where you can actually have it with broccoli and nuts on it instead of the meat and the cheese. It's really kind of interesting because I didn't think of it as a vegetarian sandwich just because, you know, I love meat and I love cheese. But that's beside the point. But the thing is, a sandwich is so diverse. Every person has different tastes. And the grinder or a sub sandwich allows you to use every single one of those tastes if you want it. Then you've got the people on the other spectrum, the meatitarians, the ones who love meat. You can add any kind of meat to it. If you want to, I used to add turkey and stuff like that, chicken if we had it, and just make it kind of big, add a few more different kinds of cheese, even though it might kill your cholesterol level, but, you know, it's not going to kill me today, right? So, and now, even further, we've got to go into just the healthier aspect. You know, hard salami is not very good for you, neither is full provolone cheese. What we use is we use 2% provolone cheese, which helps cut down on the fat intake. Also, the hard salami, you can trade out for trying to get a less fat salami, even though that really doesn't work out so well. But you can trade in the meat. Instead of using hard salami, you can use chicken, turkey. You can use even roast beef and that kind of things that have been trimmed down and the fat's taken off to help. You can switch from iceberg lettuce, which won't hurt you and won't help you, and use Romano lettuce, like my mother loves. And then you can even go farther than that, adding spinach and other things to it, carrots and other stuff. You can actually leave out some of the excess. You can use a little less olive oil, you know, use a little amount of salt if you want. She says my Uncle Dan uses salt and pepper. I've never eaten them that way, except when he's made them. Maybe that's the difference between his sandwich and mine, but you know, I'll really live with it. One of the things I actually didn't know about the grinder was that the name grinder actually implies that it's been toasted. I've never actually had it toasted or heated sandwich when my Uncle Dan made it, but I learned this online through different recipes, like at hotgrinder.com. It was just a recipe, and I was like, okay, this is, you know, normal stuff. It looked all like what we had, but it said, but a grinder is typically served hot, and that really kind of surprised me. But here's the fun thing. Now that we've done seeing the variations, talked about the variations, seen how to do it, you can make a quick, simple sandwich that'll fill you up for the day. Now, you can add stuff to it, chips, drinks, make a good lunch, you know? But the thing is, it's so simple and so easy that once you learn, you've got a sandwich for life.